In the world of public speaking, who feels more confident? The man who has delivered a speech 104 times, or the man who has delivered 104 speeches? Now, I realise that what I'm going to say here could be quite controversial. Certainly, if you're a Toastmaster, it could even rattle a few cages. But in Toastmasters, there are people who become champion speakers. They become champion speakers by winning their club championship, their area championship, where they're competing against maybe 6 or 7 or 8 other club members. Then they win that and they become divisional champions, where they're competing against the members of 50 clubs. And then they become district champions. And if they win that, they go to America. And they might have got there by presenting the same speech 104 times. 4 times to come up through the levels to take them to the World Championships, but 100 more times practicing the same speech in front of other club members, perhaps at other clubs. Is that person more confident, more comfortable, feeling less vulnerable than the person who never made it to a championship, who perhaps never got above area or district level, but who has given 104 different speeches? Who is really the better speaker? You might say, well, the champion, the man who's made it to the World Championships, is the better speaker. But is that so? Do they have the confidence? They certainly have the competence with that particular speech. They might be even excellent, outstanding at that particular speech. In Toastmasters, that means rehearsing the same speech and presenting it over and over again. It's simply a 5 to 7 minute speech. And they have to get the timing right. All their emphasis is on, will it fit into the time? I can recall quite a few years ago, I had not a world champion, but certainly a district champion speaker accompany me when I was going to present to a big audience outside of Toastmasters. We'd become friends, and I lined up an opportunity for him to speak to an audience outside of Toastmasters, a big audience of 80 or 90 people. We were going in there, and when we got there, he said, Tom, I can't do this. Why? I haven't got the material. I'm not confident enough. So I did the presentation. Rather than him, I stepped in and did the presentation. The point is this. This man was a champion speaker, but champion only at presenting this particular speech. No doubt he could get up and give presentations, but he expected to present at the same excellent level, in all probability, that he had been able to do in his championship speech. And of course, we can't do that. In other words, he wasn't prepared to be vulnerable, take the risk. This is why I believe the person who presents lots of speeches, sometimes impromptu, off the cuff, winging it, so to speak, and is reasonably sure that it'll be a good speech, but it won't be perfect. To me, this is the person, in many ways, who is the better speaker. They might never, ever become a world champion, or even a district champion, or even make it up to divisional level in Toastmasters. But if they have the confidence and the competence and the bravery, the courage to be vulnerable, to take the risk, to my way of thinking, they're far more comfortable in their skins of being a public speaker. These are the people who love public speaking, who speak for the sake of speaking. Now, what sort of speaker are you? Are you one of those ones who has to be a perfectionist with everything you do, or are you willing to be vulnerable and enjoy speaking? Which do you prefer?